and we're going to get to Isaiah Pacheco. We're actually going to get to him next. So we are switching gears and taking a look at running back props. We're going to toss it over to Derek Wagner to break those down for us.
All right, we're going to start with Chiefs running backs props. I'm going to look at Isaiah Pacheco. I got his over at 48.5 rush yards. Best available number is 47.5. The Eagles defense was bottom 10 in rush success rate this year and number 1 in dropback EPA. I just think that this number is a little bit soft for Pacheco, and the Eagles defense was bottom 10 in yards per carry with 4.6. He's averaging about 5 yards per carry. This is a tough matchup for the Eagles front to stop him. Additionally, Pacheco is one of the better backs in yards after contact per attempt with 3.1. That's 13th in the NFL with running backs with a minimum of 100 snaps or 100 carries. Dameon Pierce actually kind of gutted the Eagles defense back in week 9 with over 100 yards after contact. So this is another back that is posing a problem for the Eagles defense. Additionally, Pacheco went over this number in 5 of the last 7 games and is averaging 61.4 yards on the ground in those last 7 games. I think this number is a little bit soft for Pacheco. Then we're going to look at McKinnon. I didn't really see much value on McKinnon props. His over-under rush yards is set at 20.5. This is really low because he's averaging less than 2 yards per carry in the postseason so far. So I didn't really find any value on McKinnon rushing yards. And then we're going to flip over to the Eagles side. I'm not going to touch on Miles Sanders too much. This number for him, his rush yards, was sitting at 58.5. Then now the best number you can find is 55.5. I think this is a fair number for him, so I don't really want to touch it. Kenneth Gainwell, on the other hand, I like his over rush yards at 18.5 minus 114 to the over. He's averaging over 6 yards per carry in the postseason. He had 14 carries for 48 against the Niners and 12 for 112 yards against the Giants. He's just been the better back in the postseason for the Eagles. Miles Sanders is sitting at 4.7 yards a carry, while Gainwell's at 6.2. I like Gainwell to go over this number. All it takes is 3 rushes for him to get this number. So I really like this number for Gainwell. And then the last prop that I'm going to touch on is Boston Scott and Gainwell to score a touchdown. I'm going to take one unit and split it in half. I'm going to take Gainwell at plus 360 and Boston Scott at plus 550. Combined, they've scored 10 touchdowns this season. They just falter a lot of touchdowns from Miles Sanders. So you could play Sanders anytime touchdown if you want, but I just think the value is on Gainwell or Scott to get in at these numbers. Like, you're going to profit either way if one of them gets in. So take a unit, split it in half, bet both Gainwell and Scott to score a touchdown.